Okay, that's dangerous. Hang on a second. Alright, let's see, is that enough tape? Is that enough tape to be a fun killer? Why, yes. Yes, it is enough tape to be a fun killer. Okay, so, first things first, I am not in my regular room because my dearest darling Midnight Mitty the Keytar cat, sometimes Mitty the Petar cat, I have a waterproof blanket that I put on my bed because my cat sometimes decides to pee there. I'd say, wow, this looks like the pantry. Why is Mitty the Keytar cat in the pantry? Do you want to know why? She peed in my room. You're banished, you can't go in my room. Good song, innit, Mitty? She's peed on that blanket. I didn't have a chance to get it in the washing machine, and so instead of dressing this and handling this like an adult, I've just elected to not record this video in the room I normally record videos in. So we're not in my bedroom right now. I will solve this before I go to sleep tonight. I will not be sleeping on the floor in here. But it's also the 29th, and this is June, so it ends on the 30th, so if I want to get a video out before the end of June, which I do, then I need to film one, like, right now. And I thought, you know, somebody gave this to me. And that's someone who's actually a really, really good friend of mine right now. Like, we just talk when we have bad days and things like that, and it's one of the coolest things that's happened to me. Genuinely, that friendship is way more cool to me than any Keytar at all. So, thank you. When I opened it, I had very little Keytar experience, and I definitely didn't have 14. Can we please? I'm trying to YouTube here. And I didn't really have a particularly, like, big or broad understanding of Keytars and different Keytars, and so my review was pretty chill, and nothing in it was really wrong. I went back and watched it. It's from 2018, long time ago, back when I was innocent, young, and pure, and afraid of eyeliner. I just wanted to go through some things, reviewing the whole thing from a more experienced viewpoint. Not that there's anything wrong with reviewing things you're not experienced with, but it seemed like it'd be an easy video for me to quickly churn out. Tiny me, with so much smaller of a tooth gap, so much less eyeliner. I don't know where everything went wrong. Also, I'm not used to reviewing things standing up, but I'm doing that right now. Maybe I should just put a background there and start recording things standing up. That'd be weird. The thing I still find more impressive about this than any other Keytar I have is just the sheer ergonomics. Where are the buttons? They're all in a good spot. You've got a small neck up here, but it's packed with features. It's full of all of these things that you want to be controlling with your neck. For y'all who don't play Keytar regularly and who are here because of the thumbnail, hi. You play Keytar with one hand. Let's turn back on our DAW. How about we do that? Let's turn on our... Oh, hey, it's still on. Cool. So the screen's asleep, but the DAW's okay. Here, we'll even turn this on all the way. The main thing that makes Keytar playing different from regular guitar playing, apart from the fact that you can do this, is that you are playing with one hand operating a whole ton of effects. You don't have anything to do with your feet, so if you want to do sustain, you're doing that with your hand. You are doing all of these controls with your left hand to leave your right hand free to play. That's the basis of Keytar. The fact is, with this, every single button on this neck is shaped differently, so you can feel them, and you can tell that's the sustain button, that's octave down, and that's octave up. They also light up, which is nice. You can feel those sorts of things. You can even press the button I never press and turn on tilt. It still has that function. Nobody uses that function, but it sure has it. Everything up here is really well put together. My favorite thing about the Roland Keytars I have is the pitch strip combined with the mod wheel that lets you operate both of those at once. This has a mod strip or pitch strip, depending on how you want to have it set, and the pitch wheel, so you can... Oh, am I on? That one's set to pitch, isn't it? Are you okay? I've never heard it do that before. I have never liked a sustain button on any instrument better than I like it on this. You get... Ha! Yeah! That is a nice sustain button. Check out how big that is. Let's be a different... Oh, we're still in organs, already. Nope, now we're in clavs. I don't want to be in a clav. I don't want to be a marimba. What are you doing? What are we doing here? What is happening? I don't know what sounds I'm on. We're gonna have to just get back to regular piano, aren't we? There we go. Alright, let's get out of piano now. Huh. You could just, by the way, set the preset editor. I want these to be buttons and not pads, and then you can have like... And that one controls what instrument I'm on. On this neck, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 controls that you can operate without moving your hand very far, and all of them distinctly feel different. So you don't put your thumb on the volume slider and go, oh, I wonder if this is the octave shift. And I've had a lot of Keytars where you do that. You're sitting there like, that's sure a square button, who knows what it does. And then down here you have sort of your secondary controls. These are things you're going to want to be changing. So I have all these set to do various... I did a really sloppy job setting that up in main stage, and the reason I like main stage is that when you do a really sloppy job setting things up, it's generally better. You have your primary controls on your neck that you're doing with your left hand. These are all things that you're going to want to be changing as you're making a note. You want to control your cutoff or something like that. Frequently you can do that in between notes, but if you're going to be controlling sustain, you by definition have to be doing something at the same time with the other hand. You're controlling pitch, you're changing the mode. If you're controlling pitch or mod, you're changing... If you're controlling pitch or mod, you are changing that note while you are making the note happen. Note happens here, and then you bend it. That's all really well thought out. I need my notes because I've forgotten where I'm going now. The other thing, remember when I said Keytars are for going like this? That is notably easier when you have a wireless Keytar. First of all, I am 100% sold on wireless being superior to wired. And something that I had not appreciated at the time because I didn't have any Bluetooth Keytars, I don't do that much distance wireless keytaring. I just don't very much. So I don't know if the Vortex USB wireless is more or less sensitive or prone to hanging than the Bluetooth MIDI is, but I do know that I have a lot of synths that take USB MIDI but don't take Bluetooth MIDI, and the fact that I can plug that dongle over there into any of them and use it wirelessly still is really nice. The other thing that I said in that video was, I gotta be careful because I will lose the fuck out of this thing. Knock on wood, I have not lost the wireless dongle yet. I haven't lost it. It's the size of a flash drive. I've lost so many flash drives, but I've not lost that wireless dongle. Which is because when you lose it, you have to contact Alesis and tell them that you lost it. And they will know that you were irresponsible, and they will judge you. I also loved watching this video and looking at how, like, pure and innocent and excited past me was. You can't see, they turned green. Oh my gosh, they turned green! And now I'm like, oh god, I'm so, like, jaded and ready to get into a fight with someone over an expired coupon. I'm not the one with the expired coupon, they're the ones with the expired coupon. I'm the one who's not gonna take it. It's $5, get out of my store, I hate you. I can say that, I don't work there anymore now. I kind of joked about, like, how I liked the lights on it, but the thing is, I don't have any other Keytars that light up like this. This looks good. If you're getting a Keytar, you want to perform with keys on stage. Even if you never do, it's like that little thing you grow up to aspire to be. I'm interested in Keytars because I like playing keys, but I want to be tar. It's just like... And the fact that this is designed to look good is excellent. The other thing that nobody really, like, ever talked about in any reviews, especially not me, that no one really appreciated is, like, this is made out of what feels like pretty cheap plastic, but the buttons feel fine. They're at least as high quality as a calculator button.
but they work really well, which is the crucial point. I did not go to college for Keytar, I went to college for costume design. The difference is that I've made more money making Keytar videos than I've ever made in costume design. To me, good design matters. You've heard me talk about it with the Sonogenic 500 before, but when something is well designed, you can feel it and it gets you a better result. And the fact that all of these buttons are convenient and intuitive matters. And it makes this feel like it's got a better sense of quality than the Sonogenic 500, which objectively speaking probably has a higher quality build. I mean, I have to judge that by saying I think the Vocaloid Keytar has a higher quality build because I'm just so biased against the Sonogenic 500. Despite the fact that Plasmic looked really good in her most recent music video with one. Fine, Plasmic, it's okay. I don't have any other Keytars that let you control this many parameters either. If you're playing a synth on your... Can we have my screen back so I know which ones I'm looking at, please? Not that one. That's an arpeggio. So normally when you want to set up a concert in main stage, you want to set your controls on each instrument individually so that it knows. But I just set it to this one and then just trust it to be okay. I can't believe that when I started playing Keytar, so it does still make me anxious anytime that I reach underneath the strap to play something because, like, what if it falls off my shoulder now? But I can't believe I was like, nah, I'd never ever do that. I would never ever reach around and play with the left hand. Wow, I was stupid. I really, really like this Keytar better than a lot of stuff. People frequently ask me, like, what's the best cheap Keytar? What's the best cheap Keytar? It's this one. You know why? Because the design is really good, and that resulted in an inexpensive Keytar with really high functionality. And the pieces of it do feel inexpensive, but it's so usable. It's easy to set up. The preset editor is amazing. I have some synths that ignore the preset editor anyway, but like the fact is I could change this to control cutoff. Like you can just control things like that. And you can control other synths with that, which you don't have with other controllers. The number of times that I plug my Korg RK100 Classic into something and I don't get the sounds I want and I unplug it and plug this in is alarmingly high. The number of times that I choose to play this over other Keytars because it does for me the things I want is alarmingly high. And also, I know that I said it's a really springy keybed. I know I've said it's a really springy keybed for frickin' 4 years now, 18, 19, 20, 21, 3 years now. These keys are really springy. When you play, you can get a lot faster. I think this was what I played in the other one. I'm wearing fingernails now, so it's slightly different. I was on piano and upright bass there. I would know because I'm not looking at my screen. By the way, this is my sewing room. I actually have like another part of my house. We used to have 9 people living here and it was totally different, but now I just have this room and I can have a computer in here. You know? I've had so many things going on and so much going on in my brain, and there's like this element of like when I'm doing one thing and I feel guilty about it, like I don't know, I made this petticoat. You know? Like, I do stuff like that. I actually have this whole outfit that's built around, like, this little strappy thing. It's actually part of a series I'm doing that's Keytar Lolita. So Lolita fashion, it's a sub-fashion from Japan. I have to have this conversation all the time, so we might as well have it now. The name Lolita Fashion does not derive from the book Lolita, and also the book Lolita is not about glorification of sex with a child. The narrator of the book Lolita is a terrible person, and you as a reader are supposed to understand that, even though the narrator does not understand that he's a terrible person. This is called an unreliable narrator, and if you read Lolita and got out of it, adults should have sex with children, then I don't want you around my children. I don't have, like, human children, but I do have Keytar children. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this pure chaos that I do not know if it will actually be a functional video, you can check out...
How do you set up a Patreon? Hang on.
A Patreon, which I made actually in the original Alesis Vortex videos. You can go there. Sometimes I talk and say interesting things. Sometimes I just kind of apologize because I still have not made stickers. I've been doing a lot of sewing and I was like working really hard to try to get this new job and changes like that. And it meant that I went like an entire month pretty much without like playing Keytar at all. And so the fact that I had to sit down and make a video and come up with something, and it wasn't something great, but I sure made something, the fact that I had to do that because I didn't want to disappoint the people on YouTube and Patreon is really a good, like, that's why I make YouTube videos instead of just playing Keytar alone in black lipstick in my sewing room. It's that I like sharing it with people, and I like when people, when people react to it, it encourages me to, get up and keep doing things. And like, I've been doing a crazy amount of sewing right now, and I enjoy sewing. I went to fucking college for sewing. Didn't make me any goddamn money. Oh well. I made this skirt. It was gonna go on top of, I think I have the design around here. So there's the pattern swatching. That's the design I was gonna do. Cried Lolita. I didn't do that either. I just didn't get anything done. So anyhow, the good news is that now that the road is repaved by this time tomorrow, oh shit, I should get my car before it gets dark. My road is really long and my car is at the end of it and I'm gonna have to walk out there in the dark. Speaking of walking around places, if you don't want to step on a rattlesnake, Tom Morton made this really cool EDM track based off of my last video that was just a dump of video files off my phone. Can you guys see I'm like going through a rut here? Anyway, yeah, life is fucking hard and really stressful. And I need to go get my car before it gets all the way dark out there because I don't want to step on a rattlesnake. I have had enough experiences with that. We had a horse who died because she got bit by a rattlesnake on the face. It was very sad. Also, a fun story. So I had a horse named Taffy Lynx, and Taffy Lynx was a giant asshole. And so she's a quarter horse, and in American quarter horse world, there was this horse called Doc Bar, and Doc Bar was hot shit, and he made like the best quarter horses. And Taffy was the granddaughter of Doc Bar, one of numerous, as he foaled almost 500 horses in his life. Way to go, big guy. And we'd always made fun of Taffy because she had this really, really small forelock. And so I was looking up other Doc Bar spawn, and apparently while he made really great cutting horses, he did not endow them with good forelocks. He in fact endowed them with tiny forelocks. I initially said he endowed them with tiny ass forelocks, but the ass forelock is actually technically called the tail. So if you want to find me on social media, I am ApoloGeez on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the Patreon on pink.com/Keytar on the Keytar cat and something like that. And I am going to go get my car because it's getting dark out there. Good night, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so snotty. Hang on. Oh! Holy shit, we're gonna cut that out. I thought I had like a little bit of a runny nose. I was just like, holy shit. That was notably more stuff that just came out of my nose than I was expecting.